Okay guys, here we go. We're going to make a beat on Splice. Now when you open up the page originally, this is what you will see. It's got like a preloaded beat on it, and it sounds a bit like this. Now that's just the default thing that loads up when you open the page originally. We're just going to clear that so that we can make our own beat. To be able to save this beat and to be able to send it to me, you're going to have to sign up to Splice Sounds or the BeatMaker. It is a free thing and it won't send you emails. You can just sign up with your Holland Park email address. So if you go to sign up, put your username, your name, your email, and a password, and then that will allow you to be able to share. I'm just going to log into mine. I've got a selection of different drum sounds here. I've got our bass drum, got the snare drum, got the hi-hat, got the open hi-hat. They're the first four that I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to use the hi-hat to show you where our strong beats are. So I'm going to just click one hi-hat on each of the big lines here. So 1, 2, here's our next one. It's grayed out at the moment, but as soon as we click it, and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the numbered beats on our 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. So if I just play that, we can hear how it sounds. 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. As you can see, that's just looping at the moment. Now, just to make things a little bit easier, we're going to slow the original tempo down to 95 beats per minute. I'm going to write a drum beat which is based on my number 1 tal. And the strong beats were on 1, 2, 4, and the weak beat was on the E of 3. Okay, so I'm going to have a bass drum representing my strong beat. So I'm going to put a bass drum in on 1, E and A. 2, E and 3, E and 4. So our bass drum represents our strong beats. Let's just listen to that. Okay, snare drum. I'm going to use my snare drum to represent my only weak beat in this tal, which was on the E of 3. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 is on the big line there, and the E is just after there. 3 E and A. Okay, so this will sound like this. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. So all I've got to do now is to fill in some of my additional beats just to make it sound interesting. So we've got hi-hats, we've got open hi-hats, we've got some other instruments too. What I want you to do is to use the tal to inspire your beat. So I want it to have some sort of connection with the original. So I've gone for number 1. My connection is going to be the strong beats, and the weak beats are going to be accented, and then I'm going to just have a little bit of a play. So I'm going to choose my hi-hat next. I'm going to see what it sounds like if I do a strong beat as well on each beat. Something like this. That sounds pretty good. I'm feeling this one especially because there's nothing there and the hi-hat's on its own and the snare drum just comes after. I think I might want to get rid of this last one and maybe replace it with something else. I think what I want to try and do is just to fill this little gap in here because we've got 3E. Might be nice to have and So far we've got sort of silent subdivisions. We've got beat 1 filled in, silent subdivisions. Beat 2, E and is silent. Then we've got 3E. Might be nice to have an and as well. Let's have a listen to that. I think for my last layer, I'm going to have an open hi-hat. So I might try and just do the off beats. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and let's hear that. Well, that sounds pretty good. I want it to sound a little latent, a little drunk, a little off kilter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this 1 square forward because that will just make it sound a little lo-fi, like a record that might be skipping a beat every so often. Like that. And it's still got the remnants from our original beat as well, from our tal. Okay, one final thing to finish it off. I like this bit, but I like the activity that comes from this bit here. I feel like my last bar is maybe lacking some activity. It's good to start with, but we want some energy towards the end. This one builds the energy, and this one just lacks a little bit. So I'm going to add in another open hi-hat just there. And actually, I'm going to throw one in there as well, just for good measure. Let's have a listen. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to save this as Talbeat 1. Okay. Once you've done that, you can then share this with me by copying and pasting this link in your submission on Google Classroom. Send that link to me, then I can listen to your drum beat. Okay, right, you'll go. Use the PDF of different tals from a couple of weeks ago and choose one to play around with. The 7/8 might be a little tricky because you can't change the grid that you're using, but give it a go, see what you make of it, and send me your results.